I was going to say, I wonder who that was.
I'm Todd Skirving. This is ECHL Week with Barry.
Thanks, Todd. How are the Growlers going to do the rest of the playoffs?
I guess we're both going to find out, aren't we?
Thanks, man. We start this program off by taking a look at where things stand midway through the division final round of the Kelly Cup playoffs. This year's 4 division final series are notable because they've been all or nothing. It took Reading until Game 4 of the North Division final to post its first win, but Cincinnati, Allen, and Jacksonville are all still looking for victory number 1. The Newfoundland Growlers won their first 3 games versus the Royals, all in Pennsylvania, and need just one more win at home to clinch the series and advance to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight year. Despite being without team regular season leading scorer Zach O'Brien, who's injured, forward Isaac Johnson and rookie defenseman Johnny Tykonik have both averaged over a point per game in the playoffs thus far. Toledo carries a 7-game playoff winning streak into the weekend, and all the postseason talk about the Walleye has been related to defense, specifically goaltenders Sebastian Kosa and John Leatherman. In 3 games versus the regular season Central Division champs from Cincinnati, these netminders have permitted just 5 goals. Kosa in particular has a 1.25 goals against average and .954 save percentage, outstanding numbers at any point of the season. Another team on a winning streak is Idaho. After wrapping up its first-round victory over Utah with 4 straight overtime victories, the Steelheads have peppered the Allen net with 102 shots in the first 2 games of the Mountain Final and scored 11 times in the process. The Americans can score too, but they don't seem to have an answer as to how they can stop Idaho's barrage. And defending Kelly Cup champion Florida is playing like it's intent on repeating last year's title effort. They're doing so with a classic postseason style. The Everblades are the Eastern Conference's best in terms of allowing, or actually not allowing, goals this playoff season. Jacksonville has just 5 goals in Florida's 3 wins. And last season's June M. Kelly Award winner as playoff MVP, Cam Johnson, has 3 postseason shutouts already. The division final round could end as early as Saturday night, and all 4 teams leading their series will be trying to do that in order to grab some valuable rest prior to the start of the 2 conference final series next weekend. Of course, not every team qualifies for the Kelly Cup playoffs. Late in the regular season, we spoke with a couple of coaches and asked them what their thoughts were about how they could use the end of the regular season to their team's advantage looking ahead to next year. 2 things really hurt the Iowa Heartlanders in their second ECHL season. First, the team had the second lowest win percentage in overtime games. Iowa was 4-13-1. And despite finishing with a home record of over 500, the Hearts got off to a terrible start away from Carlville and tied for the second longest road winless streak in league history. Derek Damon, in his first year as the team's head coach, has reasons for optimism as Iowa prepares for its 3rd season starting in October.
Just seeing the growth in these players, again, what we're saying, there's a lot of prospects coming into the Minnesota Wild organization that they've drafted the last few years. They're going to have a lot of new players coming in, so that's going to be beneficial for us. We'll probably see some of those guys down in Iowa, which those guys will help. And then also to see the development throughout the course of the year. We're in every game for the most part, and we feel like we're going to continue to get better. And it's our goal to work every day extremely hard to put the best possible team on the ice. And there's times where we've had to make tough decisions on players and where we've had to let go guys, but we feel like it's in the best interest of the team and we're trying to get better every day. We have a lot of positives in Iowa and Coralville. We have a great fan base. We have great facilities. We have a great affiliation with the Minnesota Wild. And, obviously the proximity to Iowa and Minnesota help with that. So there's a lot of positives around this organization and this team.
Also from the Central Division, a team sitting out this postseason after qualifying in 2022 is the Wheeling Nailers. As late as February 25th, the Nailers were at 500 and within striking distance of a playoff spot. But a 3-13 skid over the next 5 weeks placed Wheeling in the also-rans category. Derek Army, who's just completed his 2nd full season as the team's bench boss, has lots of confidence and a plan mapped out to help the team return to playing late April games in 2024.
It's not a positive to be out of the playoffs, but definitely a positive there are some positives taking away from it, and the ability to give guys chances, and ability to give guys these looks, so that way, when next season comes around, there's no surprises. We have an idea where we want to be. We've already established a culture that we want to create. For me right now, I think it's now finding what can be this core for next season. So a guy like Tanner Latteroo or Jarrett Lee have now come in and played really well for us. Sebastian Dervin, Koopman's been great. Wishman, all these guys have played really well for us, and now here's our core starting to develop for next season. And now you look to, in the summer, to add a couple more pieces to it. We have a mission to always try and win a Kelly Cup, and so right now our mission is for next Kelly Cup, and so that's what it's building towards right now, and that's what my attempt is to build towards. And I like where we're at right now.
Make sure to join us here again next time for another ECHL Week Presents, when we wrap up the division final round and look ahead to the conference championships of the Kelly Cup playoffs.